I'm gonna have you guys start on your back. We're gonna go ahead and face me for now. And we're gonna start all the way on your back in a hook lying position. That's where the knees are bent and the feet are flat against the mat here. Yes, arms are down beside you. And let's just take a minute here to check in with your body. So let's just take some big breaths. So again, getting back into that Pilates breathing, where we want to feel the ribs expand from side to side. So it might take you a few moments to kind of get there, get your mind prepared for our class today. So as you're inhaling through the nose, you can start to feel the ribs expanding from side to side. And then as you exhale out through your mouth, that's when you want to imagine fogging up a mirror and just allowing those ribs to pull and knit a little closer to one another. Think of your shoulders getting a little bit lighter and soften through your facial muscle. There should be this sense of feeling the mat underneath your feet equally, so you're not applying too much pressure in any part of the foot, any side of the foot. You're allowing your neck to relax in its own natural curve. For 2 breaths on your own, making those inhales, gathering that breath a little bit deeper. And then allowing for your exhale to go nice and slow as you release. Again, the breath is so important about core engagement. So one more time on your own. And then I just want to introduce some pelvic tilts here. So I just want you to feel like you're going to flatten your low back against the mat. And then you're going to start to slowly exaggerate the arch in your back as you tilt the pelvis forward. And then just getting into your own comfortable, slow moving flow here as you imprint, starting to feel the stretch. It's almost like this elongation through the low back where you're imprinting. Especially if you have an anterior pelvic tilt, that gymnast, it's gonna feel really nice to have that stretch. And then as you begin to rock your pelvis forward, you are starting to feel more of the pelvic floor get introduced, more of this assistance occurring on those deep stabilizing muscles along the spine. About 3 more here. Notice your range of motion. You feel like you have a lot of range and you're arching your back. You feel like you can allow for the low back to completely flatten against the mat. So that's like really great questions to take inventory of your own body as you are moving through these exercises. Good, and then coming back into your nice and neutral position here. Good. So I'm gonna have you both just like about an inch, pull your feet in a little closer to one another. There you go, that looks good. And allow your arms to get long. So you're pressing your palms flat against the mat. You're gonna begin with a pelvic curl. So you're gonna rock your pelvis back. You're going to push both of your feet, lift, elevate through the hips here, stretch your fingertips long as you open wide through the chest. And then very slowly, you're going to articulate to think at the very top of the spine as you lower down 1 vertebra at a time here. 2 more of those. You're rocking the pelvis back to feel the engagement of your abdominal muscles. You're pushing through the feet equally to feel the glutes and the hamstrings fire up. Pull for the breath at the top and then exhale. Really allow for the spine to gently reach down into the mat 1 bone at a time. 1 more time. We're going to lift up. Good. Take that moment, relax through the toes. Lower everything back down, piece by piece. Excellent. Let's go ahead and reach your arms on the sides of the bed here of the mat. So it's just a nice, gentle grip, I would say. Bringing one leg at a time into the tabletop position. Hold those knees together like a unit, point out through your toes. We're gonna go for a supine spine twist here. So you're gonna gently take those legs over to the left-hand side, keeping your right shoulder blade connected to the mat. So once you feel like it's lifting and you've gone too far, using your abdominals to pull through center. Good, so take it over to the right. Use and gather your breath to pull the legs up through center. So you should feel like your abdominal muscles are getting activated, they are engaged. It also helps to stabilize the control, the speed of how far you're going and how quickly you're returning back up again. So the slow motion is really what we want to see here. One more time to the left. Beautiful, over to the right. Returning back through the center. Awesome, hold it right there for me. Let's just take those arms right beside you, keeping the legs as is, point out through your toes, keeping the angle behind the knee. We're just gonna go and lower and lift. So the goal is not to touch the mat, but to just briefly hang over the mat and then return back up again. So maintaining your neutral spine position where you're not overly arching your back. So once you feel like you're gonna arch, that is your stopping point. We're gonna go here for another 3, and this is just again to warm up your core to help you guys get really into it for all the exercises to come here last time. And then return, good, and lower back down. Let's go ahead and extend the legs straight out for me. Yes, and bring those arms up straight to the ceiling. So wrists are over the shoulders, palms are looking at one another here. Good, and flex your feet, that's it. Gently, you're gonna go ahead and start to bring your chin up towards your chest, come all the way up, healing your head, your shoulder blades, reaching all the way to your feet for your roll up here. Good, 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 beautiful job. Now, relax your arms. Let's go ahead and move the body so that your feet are up against the poles. Grab a hold of your roll-up bar here on the outside of the eyelid. Right here. And nice and tall for me. We're gonna do assisted roll-ups here, okay? So as you're hanging onto your bar, you're gonna begin to nod your chin towards your chest, scoop through your belly, begin to lower your spine down all the way to a flat position, not letting the bar go. Good, holding it right there, taking that inhale, and then exhale, begin to peel yourself back up again, one vertebra at a time. Now you're gonna slowly begin to bring the coil back together of the springs, but you don't wanna rely on your roll-up bar. Go ahead and start to lower it down, because this is a great tool to use for someone who cannot do roll-up on the mat. So you have in this position, you're like, oh, how do I do this? This is what you would use to help assist them, to get them knowing how to engage those muscles to properly return all the way up. Good. And again, this is a great exercise to use as we warm up the spine. Beautiful job. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, resist the springs. Really allow your body to lift you up and not necessarily the spring. Beautiful job. One more time, but stay at the bottom for me on this next one. Good, hold it right there. Now from here, I'm gonna have you with 2 straight arms, press your bar down in towards your thighs, and then slowly releasing it up. So this activation is coming from your lats, your back extensors. So it's not just your arms, but feel this activation occurring right through here. Okay, so right through here, that's where you're pulling down. Let's go 3 more. And 3. Does that feel different when you think about that? 2. And 1 more. Let it float there gently. Good. Let's get a nice little chest stretch. You're gonna pull that bar in towards your chest, going elbows wide, and then slowly straighten your arms. Good. About 5 more. But the trick is that we want to keep the shoulders down, not your chin. A little bit. There you go. You feel that. You feel how that feels different in your. And what do you feel Now that your shoulders are down away from your ear as you're pulling that bar in. I feel hard actually. Okay. Okay. Good, 2 more. Because what was happening before is that she was lifting her shoulders up a little bit, and so I wanted more activation to occur from the back. Arms are long, hold it right there, ladies. Let's go ahead and shift the chest. Let's come all the way back up again. Good. We're gonna do a little around the world. We'll hold on to that bar and let go. Like if you were holding onto your steering wheel, go ahead and turn that bar to the right. And then lower yourself down on that angle, scoop, 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 come all the way just to hover over your shoulder blades on the mat. Once you're there, let's go ahead and straighten it out. Turn your steering wheel to the left and come up all the way that side. So now we're getting a little obliques involved. Hold it there. Let's reverse this. So we go to the left first. Lower down at that angle. Articulate, articulate, articulate. Hover the shoulder blade just over the mat. Straighten your steering wheel out as you turn to the right. Good. Activation through those obliques as you pull yourself back up. Good. Back to the right again. There you go. Lower it down. So the goal is to keep those hips steady. The pelvis has to stabilize in order for you guys to feel those obliques turn on, right? Come all the way back up. Shoulders are down. We're sitting tall. Good. And now over to the left. Going down at that angle. Exhale. Scoop. Tuck your tailbone under like a scared cat. Turn that wheel over to the right. Good. Slowly starting to peel yourself. Yeah, I like the little bit of shakiness. That's when you know you're getting in there. Really, really good. Good. Okay. Left hand in the center for crescent stretch. You're going to go ahead and take your right arm underneath the bar here. So the goal is to keep the bar balanced. Like we don't want to feel like we're turning it to the, or tilting it to the left or the right. The goal is to stay balanced. The shoulder is down. You're going to slowly lower all the way onto your back again. That's it. Once you're there, once your head releases, right arm goes behind you, and now send your upper body towards me. Upper body towards me, not the hips. You're just gonna slide your body this way. Look up at your elbow. You can soften your elbow there. And now I'd like you to take your right ankle over your left ankle. And you should feel, if you can straighten it out, do you feel that stretch on the right side? Yeah. And notice I am right here on the side because I don't want to be in the middle, because if she was to let go of that bar, it's not going to be nice, right? So then when you are done, you're going to go ahead and gently place that right foot over to the pole. Align your body back up again. Swivel that arm underneath the bar and then start to roll yourself back up. Shoulders down, abs are drawn into the thumb. Good, other side, right hand goes up. From here, relax through the shoulders, scoop the belly. It's nice and warm now, so that's why you should be feeling it. Left arm's gonna float as the upper body goes over to the right hand side, taking your left ankle over your right if you can. Sometimes it was so tight on that side. Look up to your elbow. Yeah, do you feel that? You're tight on that side, right, Celine? Hug the right. Well, this leg comes straight in. Yes. Yeah.
It felt a lot more tight on
the other side. Okay. And then very slowly go ahead and take your feet. Make sure they're touching the pole equally. Recenter yourself and come all the way back up to the top. Excellent. All right. So now we're warmed up, right? That was a really long warm up that we did. We added some mat stuff. We added a roll-up bar. That was not part of your abdominal like series. But we're going to get into footwork. So we need to go bottom loaded. So we're gonna stand up, come all the way over here, and bottom loaded is always gonna use the safety strap. So you're gonna go ahead and grab a hold of your safety strap. And then you're gonna go ahead and take it to run it through. So I'm like, unlock that. You're gonna come over this bar. And you always wanna approach it from the side. So again, you're gonna take this underneath the push through bar. This is what this is called, the push through. And you're gonna come all the way up to attach it right about to your second one. And the only reason why I'm thinking the second one is because I'm looking at height and I'm also thinking about flexibility, which I feel like you'll be totally fine here. Then you're gonna go ahead and approach the bottom spring. So there's already one down there, the red spring. And you can keep down, so remember that has to come down, because you're the bottom loaded, you're gonna approach it from the side to connect it to the island.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what side, yeah. There you go. Okay. And now, I'm gonna actually just have you guys do your footwork on one spring today. It's going to feel light, but this is a very different feeling than doing footwork on the reformer. Because we're going to integrate with this spring as we move forward into our abdominal series. So I'm already thinking ahead, okay? So lying down on your back, your head is on this side, so carefully watch your head as you, with that bar. And your head should just like be right there at the very edge, the tippy edge. And now you're going to push that bar up with your hand. Slide your heels underneath the bar. One heel is on one side of the black strap and then the other one's on the other side. There you go. Now, you're gonna take your hands all the way down flat, flex your feet, so pull your toes towards you. And you're gonna begin to straighten your legs and then bend your knees. Good. Now, as we get like our bodies loosened up, because this is quite in your face type of stretch, right? I want you to feel like you can relax and release your low back. Like there's a sense of almost like tightening or gripping when you start this, but as it settles down, it's like you want this gravity to take your tailbone down and try to maintain this opposition. So tailbone is pressing down firmly into the mat while your heels are basically reaching towards the ceiling. Good. And that shakiness is normal. If you're like, oh my God, why is this like rattling? It's just the muscles are like opening up. They're tight, right? We just have holidays. Sit around and watch movies and eat, right? One thing I want you, as you guys are continuing here, we're gonna do about 5 more. One thing I want you guys to think about or notice is look at your knees. When you see or feel your knees expanding from one another, that's when you know you've gone too far. The muscle focus is the hamstrings here. And you're not going to relate in being in those hamstrings if you go further and those knees start to expand. Does that feel different? They're railroad tracks, literally railroad tracks. They're not separating. Let's just do one more. Does that feel different? Okay, come down your toes, stay parallel. Good, just go in that high heel position. Let's move your feet in a little closer. Yep, now literally point your toes to the ceiling. And I want you to maintain this angle of your ankle here. Now, as you're bending your knees, you're not losing your ankle here. And this is what's helping to strengthen the ankles. So keep that high heel, point, yep, now maintain that as you bend, pull, press it up. So when you're observing your clients, this is what you're looking for. This is how you can make those fine-tune adjustments, and it's going to feel so different for them in their body. Now you should feel like you are applying equal pressure into all of your toes. Beautiful. Keep those arms relaxed. They're long, the chest is wide open. And let's not forget our breath here. So remember what you were feeling when you were integrating your pelvic tilt and your bloody breath in the very beginning. That is the power of engagement occurring as you're going through this exercise. So you're gonna feel your core no matter what. 2 more. Last one, straight legs forming, hold it at the very top. Good, keep the toes where they're at, connect your heels for Pilates deep, pointing upwards again. Try to relax those shoulders. And now as you're bending, we're only bending to the point where the knees are as wide as our shoulders. And then you're gonna zip up through those inner thighs, straighten your legs up. Good, we're bending the knees. And we're straightening the legs. So again, focus on that pelvic floor engagement. Remember we did those Kegel exercises in the very beginning, our first weekend. You want to engage the Kegel exercises here to again help strengthen the core. That was one of the 4 components of strengthening the core here. Beautiful. 5 more. And I like this angle because you can see your feet. We're in the reformer, you can't, right? Unless like you're flexing and looking up. So you can see like, wow, do I have a really nice like pizza slice here, or is it favoring to one side or the other? Right. And let's do one more, let's hold it at the top. All right, so we're still doing okay? Heels are gonna come up wide. And if you have the flexibility today, take your toes underneath this. If you do not, that's okay. You can just go ahead and not have underneath. And then go ahead and continue. We're bending. Again, try to release and relax your low back here. So think gravity is dropping down because you can feel yourself gripping. Like you're holding on to like, oh, I didn't realize like I was like tightening up. And notice how I said today, I never like say, can you do this? Because what if today you just couldn't do it? But like by next week, you're practicing like every single day, you could. So that's another thing that I would like to encourage clients to be like, okay, well, not today, but there is still potential for the future. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and 2 more here. Flat. Good, hold it, good. Bring it down to your toes, staying wide. Again, you're doing awesome. Of course, if your client ever needs a break, they can take it, put both toes up again, that high heel position. You're gonna bend your knees, widen your shoulder. Good, drop your tailbone down a little further, and then back up again. Good, point up a little higher there, swing. There you go. So you're working the intrinsic muscles of the feet. And again, I do love tower too, because you can just like assess your clients. Like I'm noticing on your right side swing, that hip flexor is a lot tighter than your left side. Yeah, because you're rotating right now. Like, can you just kind of just soften through the right hip a little bit? Like drop your right hip down. That helped a little bit. And then go ahead and continue. Like, can you feel that in your body? It feels weird. Like then I feel out of place when I because right now you're gripping so much through that right hip flexor. It's basically rotating your pelvis. And so what I can see is this bar is higher up and it's like going at an angle down. You can't notice that. But as an instructor, this is what we are looking for. And that's why I love to walk around and being able to see like this. Try to relax that right side. Good. Let's do 2 more, guys. It's just, yeah, it's just, I think just when sitting a lot, doing a lot of stretching and stuff, it's not, it goes away. Okay, let's move you back into the very center here of the toes. Let's go ahead and point those toes up. Flex the feet, so our calf raises. And even though this is on a very light spring, you're like, it's just about the flexibility of doing things, right? The articulation of the hip joint as you're going through footwork, the articulation of the ankle as you're doing these calf raises. Think about pushing into my hand. Yep, maintaining that. Tailbone is down and grounded. Good. That feel different. Because that's what people want to do. They just want to get out of that uncomfortable like stage in their body, and they don't realize that they do things that's going to exhaust them, press it out, pedal it out. See what you missed? I mean, Tower is so nice because it offers so many different ways of like feeling things in your body. Like you can't get this footwork out of a reformer, right? I would feel like you get so much more. Yeah, yeah. Like I can feel it backwards so much more. And then go ahead, guys, and bring it all the way back down. Good, good. And release that carefully, 1 foot at a time. It's different muscle focus, but that's why. So, again, this is great for someone who, you know, had vertigo, because reformers are moving platform. And so this is stable. And so you may not experience that. I mean, there's so many other different conditions to think about. Legs are gonna go straight here, guys. Actually, I lied, bend the knee. There is a little chest lift. So straight arms, and this is bottom loaded, which means that you are pushing against the resistance here. So with two straight arms, we're gonna have those feet about hip distance apart, knees in line with those hips, that's it. Straight arms. Okay, now hold it here. Relax the shoulders down, plug them back into your shoulder socket. You're not coming up all the way, think chest lifted max. You're only coming up where the shoulder, where the bra line is at. So as you curl up, you're gonna take that exhalation, looking between your knees, relax your shoulders. This is coming from your abdominal muscles. Relax, lower back down, inhale. And exhale. Think of reaching your fingers up for me so that like you're not really pushing with your arms, guys. This work is being facilitated by the abs. It's your abs that are pushing you up. Does that make sense? And it's really good. So it's like someone came in to punch you in the stomach. What would you want to do? Like you'd want to like draw your abs into like defend yourself, right? Not feel that. That's what I want you guys to think about before you even lift up. 3 more. Good. Nice equal weight into the feet here. Really think about finding this groundness in your feet. Last time. Hold it for me here. Drop those shoulders. Bring one leg into tabletop. Bring the other one into tabletop. Hold the knees together. Little pulses up with the belly. There you go. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6. Stop the arms from the abs. From the abs. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Drop one foot down at a time. There you go. Lower everything. The ab work now. Straight arms for me. We're going to do roll ups. Bottom loaded here. Okay. So we're going to go straight legs. We already did roll up with the roll up bar. Now we're going to roll up bottom loaded. Push the arms back up. Good. That nice separation. Point out through your toes for me. That looks nice. And look at the wrist. We want a nice neutral wrist here. Okay. Deep breath. Chin to chest. Exhale. Begin to lift the head. Heel the spine. You're coming all the way up to a nice tall seated position. Looking straight ahead of you. Good. Pause right there. Exhale. Tuck that tailbone under. Draw those abdominals in. Start to lower it down piece by piece by piece. Beautiful. We're gonna go 2 more here, guys. So again, nice and easy. Simply bring head up, chin to chest, scoop the belly, look straight ahead, drop those shoulders down. Good. Keep pressing your heels into the mat. Ground yourself as you lower yourself all the way back down again. You got it. 1 more. We got this. Deep breath. Exhale. Lift. Long neck here. Right now, keep momentum, lower it down, piece by piece, and press it. Good, bring those knees into the chest for me. And just, you can let the legs kind of fall over to the left, and you can even hold on to the pole to like allow for more of that stretch. Do something to grip. And then you can take it over to the right hand side. And then come back. Good. And then right there. I'm gonna leave you as is, and you're gonna take a hold of the pole, grab a hold of the pole for me. Now I want you to come out to 2 straight arms. You're gonna push your body all the way down. You're gonna go ahead and find your glutes. They're already set up where I want you to have them. Place them on your feet, round arch. Now, where I'm positioning you right now is basically a default position, okay? So I'm gonna take this out of the way right now. I'm doing it for you in order to like not make this like so much, separate your legs a little bit more than here. And I'm taking this up here so that this pushes the body out of the way. Obviously, this might be a lot to do with all of your clients, but because it's like a semi-private right now, little duet, I have the ability. Good for you. Okay. All right, heels together, toes apart. Lower the legs down. So, a little different here with our hip work in tower. And then you're starting to bring them back up again. So, you're watching the coils. You're exhaling to press into the resistance. The goal is to go as low as you possibly can without losing your neutral spine, without arching your back, right? So you'll know when that's occurring. Okay. Slowly bring it back up. When you move your hips to the left a little bit. That's just, not the feet, but the hips. There you go, and then realign. There you go, and then go ahead and drop them back down again. That's it. You were just a little too far to the right. And now I really want you to you're putting pressure, that left heel into your right heel as you lower the leg down. So I want you to stay in the very midline here. This way. There you go. And you see how like those things make a difference? Because these are independent springs. So it does make it a little harder than it does on the reformer. But again, great as an instructor to assess the client. To see where they're at. Good, a little bit more to the left. Keep your left hip grounded. You're going a little, yeah, you're going a little too far, like right back here. There's just two more, guys. Press it down. Go ahead, push a little bit more to your right. That might have been too much, but just going straight down the middle and then hold at 45 degrees here, guys. Okay, we're going into frog. So you're gonna bend your knees and heels together, toes apart. Different than reformer. This time you're pushing parallel to the floor. Because you want to push into the resistance. If you do the same technique as reformer, you're pushing at an angle up in the air. You're not going to feel anything. Good. So again, draw those abs in. That's the first thing that should be felt. Even if you guys want to put your hands here to feel like you're tightening up your abs, it's like you're on a pair of tight jeans. You're like, but you want to still breathe. Good. Again, equally. Angle your heels up a little higher there, Dan. Press where my hand is at. Right here. Good. And you can see how that right side wants to dominate. The left side is on the weaker side because you can see the gravitate that way. So when you see clients gravitating to one side, it's because they're weaker on that side. And that leg has to respond. That's what you're looking for. You guys are completely opposite. Like you want to train legs. I want you to go more this way. It's so interesting. Good, two more. Good, hold out two straight legs there, and then let's go begin to circle, separate those legs out and around, come up to the heel, and exhale, press it down. Together. And we will stay in that external rotation. So when you guys bring your feet back together, let's have heels touching, so the legs are straight the whole time, they don't bend. That's it. Good. So again, you're still maintaining integrity of your neutral spine. You are lubricating the hip joints here, creating more mobility, which is great. We need that. We want to really open up those inner thighs, release through our hip flexors. Trying to loosen up our low back. But in the meantime, we're strengthening all of those muscles to create more pelvic stability. Good. And at the top here, reverse. You just did. So that's what you gotta be careful with, because then it's gonna be, chaos. You got people like, then they're hitting legs and stuff like that, so you do wanna like, be like, all right, everyone, we're gonna do this together. let's keep it, uniform. Good, and then let's just do one more. And let's do what those are. Come to an L, drop the left leg down, right leg up. And exhale, switch. But keep tension on the springs. It's very robotic here. You may not be able to lower down all the way in order to maintain your form. Are the legs getting tired? Yeah. And these are the heavier springs. And again, I have you on default. We're just gonna do 2 more each way. The lower you do the eyelids, the easier this will feel.
I don't know why it's so much, the higher it is.
The higher it is, the more challenging this is. And I do have greater than default position here. If you need it easier, you would have your client move up.
I thought I would have those.
This is the heavier one, but just for convenience sake, it was already there. I didn't want to change it. So those would be the modifications you could do without having to change your entire spring system. Okay. Okay. Let's just keep your right foot in for a second. I want to do a nice hip flexor stretch. Right. So take your left foot out. Right foot is in. Hold on to that loop. Oh. Loop comes out. And then hold on to it. Scoot, or you can let it go. That's fine. Scoot your body all the way to the right hand side. It's almost like you're going to come off the edge, but you're not. Then you're going to take your leg and start to bend it very carefully. This right leg, starting to bend your knee. Bend your knee. To lower for a nice flexor stretch, quad stretch. You're gonna point your knee and let the client just kind of go with what they're in charge of their stretch. You guys feel that? So you can have your left leg bent or straightened. It's going to, again, determine how much of a stretch you're gonna get on that right hand side. But it feels really good, and that's especially for women. We hold so much stress and tension in our hip flexors. It's such a nice thing to do. If they don't have like a knee injury or, a major hip condition or something like that, and they are in charge of their stretch, they know when to stop. So just deep breaths here. Go to the other side, so you can remove your foot out of that. Let that hang. And then because I'm shooting you guys with this with some private duet session, I have the ability to do things while you guys are hanging out there. This, obviously, you couldn't do this if you were teaching a group class, but I'm setting you back up because I want to do my articulation with you, because that would be the next part of our series here, right? I went a little out of order. I added the stretch in before for convenience sake. Okay, when you're ready to carefully come out of that. And now we're going to center yourself on the mat again. Come to 2 straight arms, so hold on to the fold. And it's gonna feel like we just did footwork, but we're not. We're gonna add in front articulation. So it's called tower, the exercise. Placing your feet underneath the bar. You're gonna push all the way up. Now, it's gonna feel like you're so far away, like your tailbone is hanging up. That's okay. If you're not in any pain, or like, I mean, both of you seem like you're okay here. Do you feel comfortable?
No, but it's okay.
If you need to, then the way is to adjust and scoot your body up. But I don't want you to go too far. I do want you though to, however, to hold on and pull the entire time for me. Okay, so point your toes up. Take an inhale to prepare. On the exhalation, you're going to slowly articulate like if you were doing jackknife, keeping your toes over your eyes. That's it. Hold it right there. Now, slowly bend your knees without dropping your hips. So you're getting this really nice deep stretch, like short spine, right? In reformer, straighten your legs. And carefully roll your spine down all the way, 1 vertebra at a time. Tailbone is the last thing to touch. Relax the shoulders, relax the facial muscles, think about the breath, flex your feet. point your toes, and we repeat it. Exhale, use that exhalation. Facilitate from the core. Soften through the knees, toes are over the eyes. So this way you're not going any further than you need to. Straighten your legs. We roll the spine down beautifully. So again, this is helping to elongate the spine here. Get a beautiful stretch. Good, let's do 2 more. You're flexing, you're pointing, you're returning back up. You bend the knees deeply into the chest. Relax through the shoulders. And slowly straighten the legs. Then to roll it back down again. And you'll notice like each repetition, I got a little further, go a little further. Good, last one. And that's because the muscles are starting to open up. So it's a lot about flexibility, going back into what the benefits of Pilates, you're gonna feel that flexibility. We're not just stretching the whole time, we're actually strengthening the muscles as we're gaining that flexibility. Flex. Point. And carefully come out back. Good. Yeah. It's the blood flow, lymphatic drainage as well. Like, you ever heard that exercise where like you go up against the wall and you like have your legs straight up? That's lymphatic drainage as well. It could be like you guys just need to sit up too. I haven't had you sit up, so now is the time to sit up. It could be that, but or your body just isn't used to that. It's like, oh my God, it's activating like different, you know, like in reflexology, they hit a lot of different nerves and stuff and trigger points. It could be that too, where it's like, oh my God, it's opening up a lot of stuff. So carefully, since you guys have been on your back for a long time, start to roll on off to one side, because I don't want you guys to get super like nauseous or lightheaded. How are we feeling? If you need water, grab that. That's a lot on your back flat, right? So in a class, you guys would have came up and did an adjustment. I didn't have you do that, again, for convenience sake, but that would be some of those different modifications that would be made as well. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna remove bottom loaded. So you guys are gonna come around and you're gonna remove the spring from the side. And then make sure you properly, place it back up on the eyelet, so it's not just dragging or anything. And then we are going to go into a full body exercise. So we're going to talk a little bit here. So yeah, you can work with that. Because the client's done with it, they don't need it, and we don't need it distracting, so basically just put it away. Perfect. And then you'll want to come around to the side here and attach any of the blue spring onto the eyelids. So it was actually okay. There. You can keep it there. It's just that you're gonna grab the push through bar and then you're gonna attach that. I'm just gonna do one blue right now. And the blue again is the lighter spring. The red was like more that medium weight. And then I'm gonna have you guys do your kneeling calf stretch. So you're gonna have it, you're gonna kneel facing the push through bar. So again, grabbing hold of one of those blue springs. Yeah, attach there. And this is a full body work exercise 1. So you're gonna kneel facing the push through bar. You're gonna take your hands to the bar here, and I will have you scoot up a little bit more. Looks good, because you can have bent elbows right now. That's totally fine. Now, very slowly, we're gonna articulate. You're gonna drop your chin towards your chest. You're gonna start to roll your spine as you push that bar through into this beautiful tabletop positioning here. So it's gonna go through the outer hold, and I'm gonna have you shift your hips over your knees. So bring this up higher, 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 and now shift your weight forward. Bring your chest up higher. And shift your hips forward. There you go. So you can't drop your chest out too much. Pull up into my hand. Right there, drop your chin, drop your shoulders. So look up down for me, so hold it right there. Shift your weight forward like that. Good. Now slowly, guys. The trick is that you want to keep your hips in place. You're going to begin to restack your spine, rebuild the spine, articulate. Pull up in my hand first. Right here. Yes, continue. Keep pulling. Abs in. Right into my hand. Push your hips forward as you start to kneel all the way back up again. look straight ahead, yes. And again, we go, drop the chin, you're starting to lower down. Coming into your tabletop, hips are over the knees, excellent, shoulders relaxed, soften through here. Pull that belly up and towards your spine, that is your initiator, restack your spine, up, 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 up. Not the arms, straight out, it's coming from here, pull up into my hand. Yes, push your hips forward, push your hips, it should feel hard, guys, if it feels easy, you're not doing it right. If you're not sweating out, you need to sweat, you know, go ahead but that's full body work one, remember? That's where the stamina is coming in, we'll be way past halfway. So that's where the body's ready to do these full body exercises. Not in the beginning of class. Good, let's just do one more. Our shoulders are down, nice and tall. Spine is long, beautiful job. Good, shift your weight, challenge yourself, there's something, shift your weight forward a tiny bit more, can we? Keeping the feet grounded, draw those abs up and in, push the hips forward as you rebuild the spine. Push the hips forward. Pull the abdominals up and in, into my hand, flip. Yes, yes, very good. On the way back, yeah, yes, okay, let's just do a nice little stretch here. Have a seat facing the wall. So feet are gonna go ahead and be supported by the outer palms. So put it down. Grab a hold. Excellent, and from here, make sure your heels are touching the hold for me to sit get a deeper sense of the stretch. Now, you guys are gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go on this side. You're gonna begin to lower back, open the right arm and look over your fingertips as you lean into it. Right arm. There you go, lean, reach towards me, lengthen out, push equally into both your heels. Then return and come back up. And sit tall. You're gonna lower back, opening up the left hand, reaching to the corner of the door here. Keep pushing equally into both of your feet. That helps to enhance the stretch. Return back up through center. Good, one more time. Over. Reach out towards me, keep putting equal pressure into the feet, into the hold. Stabilize your pelvis, return up, recenter, nice and tall. But you can push that bar up a little higher to feel it overhead. If you have a healthy shoulder, take it over to the left. Excellent. And come back up through center. Nice. And push all the way up towards the ceiling. And this is where I can assist and just kind of deepen the stretch for you. Does that feel okay? And I'm not like, again, you want to listen to your clients, so if it's too much for them, obviously we're not going to apply too much pressure, but it does end up feeling pretty nice. That's okay, because if the client does have like too much of a tight hamstring, that's not gonna feel good. Or if they have sciatica, right? Because we don't want that perpendicular position. That would not be good for a client to be doing it. They would have to have bent knees, and that's where you would cue. Like if you knew your client had sciatica, that's where you would cue. Like, okay, Nancy, go ahead and soften your knees for me as we do this. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys get into a little arm work here. So you can release this, take this away, and this time, I'm gonna have you guys use your yellow spring. And we can go ahead and bring them to this one. I'll have you guys use loops, that's fine. So, Celine, you probably will want to come not at the very top, but your eyelid maybe right here. I'm looking for about shoulder distance, like eye distance, shoulder distance. Okay, and then just switch out your loops to your arm springs here. We'll leave it after the wall. Like, but, okay, you guys are carefully stand. Let's go ahead and face the mirrors. Let's grab your loops. Now, the thing with the arm springs here, again, these are very independent. So you have to put a little pressure. You have to like almost lean into it to maintain your balance. Let's just start with some hug retreat. So elbows are soft, okay? Hip distance apart there with the feet, a little bit more separation. Lean into it nice and tall. Exhale, you're gonna pull those fingertips towards one another. You'll know where to adjust your body. If you need to take a step back, that's completely normal. Exhale. Draw those abs in, like you're cinching through the waist. This occurrence is helping to develop the muscles here in the chest, the pectoral muscles. Good, nice and stable. You exhale to fold. Think of going a little wider out in front of you. And you should still be able to see your arms in your full vision here. Good. And exhale, fingertips pull in. That breath is gonna totally help you. Good, 3 more. And try to avoid feeling like you're gonna go back and forth, like you're swaying back and forth. That's defeating the whole purpose of the exercise. 2. Beautiful, last one. Excellent, pause right there, put the palms up, let's go into serving, so elbows are going in. Exhale, we continue to reach outward in front of us. Good, nice and rooted, like your feet are basically underneath the ground here. Reach out, working the front of the shoulder. Exhale. And think about your pressure. Are you putting too much pressure on the inside of your feet? The outside of the feet. We want equal weight distribution because that's activating muscles in our hips that we didn't even know we had or they were sleeping or whatnot. Nice. 4 more. Good, bend at the elbows. We learned this in reformer. I know. Especially when you're like not used to, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. Good, last time here, hold. Good, lower those arms down. Big circle around. Good, exhale. Press it down. So again, when you feel like you're teeter-tottering, that's when your core is less engaged. Good, try not to go behind your body, but maintain that frontal plane. Or we talked about the plane, the frontal plane. See that your arms and your peripheral vision are never going behind you, so maintain that resistance. Excellent, 2 more. One more time, we take it up and around. Let's begin to lower it here. We're gonna hold above our hips and we're gonna reverse it. So we're gonna go all the way up. So we have healthy shoulder with this mobility, but if the client could not go overhead, we're stopping at their stopping point, right? They're going through rehab, they have a condition or whatnot, injury. They're stopping to where they can. Maybe it's just at the shoulder joint. Good. Again, sitting nice and tall, 3 more. Using your breath. And it's like nice because you can see yourself, so it's like, which arm am I dominating? Like, if you're able to pay attention to like, wow, I really go out a lot further with this side and that side. So it's about creating symmetry in the body. Beautiful, and release it. Good. Just kind of relax it there. Just kind of walk it out. And we're gonna go into our shaving, okay? So you're gonna take your hand right above your eyebrows. You're gonna lean into it. Again, keep your neck long with your spine. Straighten your arms out for me where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then soften through the elbows. Good. Push your hips slightly forward with fingers and lift your chest up a little higher. But push your hips forward, like tuck your tailbone under. And bring your chest back into my hand. Yeah. There you go. Does that feel different? That looks like better alignment. Really nice. 6. This work is developing in the tricep. So think of this already coming from the back of your arm to help strengthen. 4. 3. And 2. Good. Awesome. And rest it. Okay, go ahead and hang that up. We're gonna go into side. Our lateral flexion. So you guys are gonna use your roll-up bar with this exercise. So you're gonna lie on your side. Let's go and face the function side. So on your right side for me. And you're gonna grab this bar to bring it with you and position, the other way, feet are gonna come forward. You're gonna grab this bar with your left hand. And then you're gonna reorganize your feet so that the bottom foot is pressing against this pole and the back, or the top foot is pressing against the other pole. Otherwise, there you go. Yeah, you're gonna lie yourself all the way down, releasing your right arm out in front of you, resting your ear to the bicep. So palm is looking up at the ceiling. Again, you want to stabilize the bar. You should have 2 straight legs. And you are using your feet for leverage on this one, guys. Again, another exercise where you as the instructor do not want to stand right behind them, because if they're like, oh my God, I got an itch, and they just like let that thing go, whoo, there goes some teeth getting knocked out. Okay, your ear is connected to your bicep. You're going to slowly begin to lift your right obliques off the mat. Keeping your left arm straight, it does not bend, but you're releasing this way, going into your lateral flexion, lower back down. Now you want to press your feet into the pole to assist you. Beautiful, so that looks good.
This is the furthest.
That's okay, that's okay. Some people can't even get off of that. that, you will see that. And I do want you to try to keep your ear with your bicep. See if that makes it harder. So now, yeah. Now remember, neutral spine, guys, sideline series. We want to make sure that that top leg is lengthening out of your hip socket. That's it. Good. Let's go ahead. Tuck your tailbone under. We have 3. Exhale for 2. Beautiful. Just digging right into those obliques. And 1 and resting. Good. Carefully go ahead and sit yourself up and turn to the other side.
Straighten out the legs, you can't go outside.
No, and that's okay. I mean, like I said, some people can't even get themselves off the mat. And then there's these, you know, these dancers that are just like, oh my God, their spine just can go anywhere, right? But those are that's real life, guys. You're gonna see so many different bodies that can do different things. Apply pressure into the feet here, connect your biceps to the ear. Once you're ready, we are lifting up, tuck that tailbone under to draw those abs in. And you might notice, wow, this side I can barely move, or like I have so much range of motion. Excellent. We're lifting for 6. Like I feel like this is harder for you on the side and it's easier for her. But remember, I noticed your guys' legs. So it's like one side is tighter on you and the opposite side is tighter on Deanne. Excellent. Good. 3 more. And 2. Good. Shoulders are relaxing. 1 more time. Keep that ear connected. And lower back down. Beautiful. And then slowly come all the way up. And come to your stomach for swan. You're going to be on your stomach, headed this direction. I'm not going to be doing any strength with this one. It's all going to be about you guys and your body weight. So you're going to use the push-through bar. So hands on that push-through bar. You're going to go ahead and scoot yourself down a little bit, because I do want this bar to start between the outer poles, but you should have 2 straight arms here. Thumbs are in line with your index fingers, and just reach those fingers for me. Yeah, let's go a little wider. Yeah, thumbs on top. There you go. Now, legs are separated because I don't want to compress the spine. You're going to begin to slowly take your inhale as you drag the bar towards you. Your chest is rising. Your eyesight is down. Hold and exhale, lower back. Good. We're going to inhale. That's when we do extension. We're inhaling here. So you're going to feel the work. Pause. Exhale. Release it. I want to feel it. These muscles are just kind of running down your back pockets here. Chest widens. And again, we may not be able to come up as high. That's okay. Good. To protect your low back, you want to contract through your glutes. So it's okay for the client to squeeze with their glutes, their butt cheeks here. Good. Nice and deep. Shoulders open. Drop your chin for me. And because you have so much flexibility here in your lumbar spine, I don't even want you to come up that high. I'm going to have, because I want the work to be felt here. Good. So drop your chin. Now, feel your shoulder blades moving down as you start to lift. Right there, hold. And then drop your chin for me. Release it. Again, we're going to lift. Feel this activation. Yes, hold. And release. Does that feel different? Yeah, because we already have the flexibility here, and the goal of this exercise is to strengthen the thoracic spine.
So then knowing too far up would be my lower back.
You wouldn't get what the purpose of I want, right now of this, yes. That'd be different for someone who was like super tight or like didn't have flexibility, I want to work on that. Wait, one more time, guys. Excellent. If you remember when we did that, we showed a couple of students like who didn't have the flexibility to come up as high and some did. Same idea with this particular exercise. It's like what I want is to get you stronger in that thoracic region. So I don't want so much height. I want you to see less range of motion. So it's easy to understand that. Okay, go ahead and stand up on your machine, look at the mirror. Stage is like so different when you're standing on it. So arms are beside you. We're gonna finish it with some roll downs here, okay? So carefully knock the chin, start to release your arms. And just start to roll down, just coming to a comfortable position where you can just hang heavy here. Nice, relax your shoulders, just shifting your weight, but it feels equally distributed. And then scoop the belly up and in to rebuild the spine. That's it. As the last one to come up, big shoulder roll back. One more time, nod the chin to the chest. Start to slowly lower down. Let everything hang heavy. And then start to the belly, rebuild your spine, all the way back up. Stop.
That was great.
Good, good.
Sorry.